If you think hip hop's been political lately, just wait and hear what we're going to get over the next 4 years. What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. But right now, let's talk about this new Common album called Black America Again. And this is another one of those albums I was looking forward to because, first of all, I do consider myself to be a bit of a Common fan. I absolutely love his B album, one of my favorite albums of all time, so I definitely got to do a review for it. And I also really like some of the songs that I heard leading up to this project, including Letter to the Free, which was featured on the 13th documentary. And that song actually matches up the content of that documentary because it has Common spitting about how slavery basically just evolved into the prison system, which is essentially just a business that America capitalizes on. So you're going to get some history lessons in there, a lot of black empowerment and social commentary. And I also really like the production on that because you get some nice piano, a little bit of flute that comes into the mix, and Bilal is on here with his nice vocals all over this project actually. You're going to hear him on a couple of tracks, but on this one in particular, I really liked what he was doing as he was backed up by this little choir as well. So that was one of the standout tracks to me. And the other track that really took me was the song Black America Again, the title track. This one, once again, has Common just dropping some social commentary, spitting about the importance of building up our own black communities, spitting about injustices going on in the world. And he also has this part where he says it's very important to not give in to these stereotypes and the negative media portrayals, which I thought was pretty powerful. So you're going to get exactly what you kind of expect from this project's title. You're going to get a lot of social commentary, black empowerment, like I said, and Common is an artist who's always been known to do that. So I'm glad that he's still bringing that, and especially with what's going on lately, I think it's going to be great to get more of this political, uplifting music in the future. So those two tracks really stuck out to me. I also really like the production on Black America Again. This is another one with a lot of great instrumentation and a bit of a jazzy feel. And another one of my favorite tracks on here would definitely have to be The Day Women Took Over, man. This one has another nice jazzy production. It has BJ the Chicago Kid dropping some nice vocals, some more flute coming into play, just a very soft and mellow type of track. And this one is a concept song about, obviously, the day women took over the world. So you will get some pretty cheesy lines, like when Common says something about how finally the toilet seats are all going to be put down. That one was kind of corny, but for the most part, this is just a song that gives love to women and kind of goes into detail about how loving and caring they are and how that would have an effect on the world if they ran things. So that was another great track. Little Chicago Boy was another standout because this has Common just spitting about his father, a little bit about his history and how he helped shape Common into the man he is today. So you're going to get some nice concepts on here, some storytelling, that black empowerment. This is a pretty nice and balanced album. And even though I understand that he wanted to mix it up and keep things light with some of these tracks I'm about to talk about are my main issues with this project because he does come with a little bit of filler. I'm talking about the songs Unfamiliar, Red Wine, and Love Star, although Love Star did kind of stick out to me because it actually makes use of the same sample, or at least it sounds a lot like that Dipset song On Fire Tonight, which is just a comedy classic. So if you don't know that, you definitely want to hear it. But my issue with these three songs is that they're all very fillerish, like I said, because they don't sound bad, but there's nothing that's great about them either. They're just very smooth, lovey-dovey R&B tracks with some great vocalists brought into the mix, like Marsha Ambrosius, PJ, and also Sid. So they don't sound bad, but there's not much about them that's memorable. I wouldn't come back to them. And even just one of these lovey-dovey tracks probably would have been enough for me. Not to mention you're going to get some bad lyricism on these tracks as well, like on Red Wine where he says, "They lying on the king like Simba." I mean, how many times have we heard a line about lying on the king or lion, kings, and Simba? Like, I know Common's been in the game for a long time, but I've heard that shit so many damn times that I don't need to hear it anymore, and I damn sure don't need to hear it from Common. So that was kind of a nitpick, I guess, but it was pretty glaring, especially since it came on a song that I didn't really care for much in the first place. Again, not trash tracks, not my least favorite, but nothing that I would come back to, and I did find myself skipping them every time. And the other track I feel just like that about is the song Rain. Again, it's not bad. It's a nice little piano ballad featuring some great vocals from John Legend, and Common is just spitting a bit about how far he's come. but it's not a great track. Like, the beat is very skeletal. There's not much to it. I wouldn't see myself coming back to it and listening to it. So there's a lot of tracks on here that are just kind of put into the mix, and a big chunk of this album that just doesn't really work for me. And that was kind of disappointing because I really wanted him to stick with this theme of Black America again and all that social commentary, that empowerment, that political content. I wanted a full project of that. I think that would have made it better. That's kind of what I was led to believe this was going to be. So, you know, maybe that's my fault for having those expectations, but this one didn't hit me with that classic feel that I wanted. Although there were some other nice moments as well, including on the song Pyramids, where he's just given an all-out bar fest, man. Common actually snapped on this shit, some of his best bars and flows. And I like that part about how he says, you gotta spit about wherever your spirit goes, man. You don't gotta make shit just for the 19-year-olds. And I just took that as a veteran in the game saying, you know what, we're getting a lot of disposable, microwavable music these days, but you don't have to resort to making that. You can make whatever it is you want to make. Just follow your spirit, follow your heart, that sort of thing. So I thought that was a pretty good message. And overall, I am going to go with a 3.5 out of 5 here. This one was a little bit disappointing, although it's still a good album. It just wasn't the 4 or 4.5 that I was hoping for. And I did have a hard time picking my least favorite, because again, I didn't really hate any track on here, but I would go with A Bigger Picture Called Free, because the beat just is kind of dull. It plods along with the slow bass line, and then Common is on here with a lethargic flow, almost like spoken word. Then you got Sid on there with some nice vocals, so I got to shout her out because she had nice vocals on a couple of these tracks. But overall, that song just didn't really connect with me. Wasn't a big fan of it. But you guys hit me up in the comment section with your thoughts, man. I want to know how you feel about this one. Is it going to make your top 10? Was it as good as you wanted? Were you a little bit disappointed like me, but you still think it's good? However you feel, let me know. And make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, man, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, you especially subscribe to my channel. Also click like on the Facebook page because it's growing nicely. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.